Cartoons.
And more, might adopt it, fit and more
Here comes a new challenger. You must crush them.
Hey guys, my name is Mrs. Moppet, and welcome back to the last day of Mother's Day Week 2025. So today we are going to take a look at the top 10 cartoon moms you're glad aren't yours. Who are you? Hello, fellas. I'm Puffy Anderson. I'm from Alphabeasts. What are you going to do now? Well, we're going to sit back and relax and have a joy about these beautiful moms. But they're too bossy about that. So anyways, let's begin.
If there's one thing we Mansons know how to do, it's whip an angry mob of parents into a frenzy.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today
Movies! Disastrous!
In cartoon history, we're including biological
That's
mothers,
cool.
stepmoms, and maternal figures in films and TV shows. So beware of spoilers.
Still wondering.
Not only did you wreck a very expensive model and ruin an important business deal, but you disobeyed me and set a bad example for your cousin.
Number 20, Leanne Cartman, South Park. On the surface, Leanne Cartman seems like a kindly lady who would make a great mother. After all, she always has time for her son Eric and helps him with many issues. Yet, this caring nature backfires in a big way.
I know Cartman's supposed to be a main character this time, huh?
I'm your cat. Instead of a well-adjusted child, Eric is a spoiled, sociopathic, destructive, attention-seeking force who has no respect for Leanne or others in pursuit of his agenda. But here's the issue. She generally doesn't admonish Eric's awful behavior, sometimes even informing it. If anything, she typically finds it adorable, which reinforces it.
You have to start doing more, Mom. What are you doing with your time? Eric, I'm working 2 jobs. Mommy's doing everything she can.
Sure, she eventually starts to
Still
have
wonder
enough,
to keep busy around anyways.
Beyond her mollycoddling, Leanne also has an adult reputation in town, which has haunted Eric several times.
Oh, man.
Wow. What? Number 19, Ma Bad, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Hi, Ma.
Hello, Courage. Good to see you.
If you
Ma Bag?
That's
really curious about that.
Well, let's say the apple really didn't fall far from the
Erica!
tree. His mother, Ma, is one of the most unlikable characters in Courage the Cowardly
Oh, my
Dog.
very well delightful. But that is exactly what this is supposed to be at. That looks amazing, huh?
Your pa was a real man. You can't fill his shoes.
Ma seemingly hates being around her son the vast majority of the time. She also takes her hair loss insecurities out on him, belittling his follicle-lacking head as often as possible. Her hatred also extends to his wife, Muriel, who returns the favor by wanting nothing to do with the bad matriarch.
Good returning.
Get Ma's venom. Instead, he's spoiled by her.
Please sit down. Now you just eat to your heart's content.
Number 18, Fairy Godmother, Shrek 2.
Tokens don't live
Happily ever after.
Shrek.
Tales have taught us that
Shrek?
godmothers are kind,
Shrek's a movie.
and empathetic beings who want to help a struggling person with their trouble.
I didn't know about that.
Cinderella. But Shrek
Exactly
version
what
is
I'm
nothing
waiting
like that.
for.
Instead, she's a
Yeah, am I
scheming
good at
who's desperate to
pretending
increase
to
her
each
political
other?
power. Godmother also puts her overly pampered son, Prince Charming, in positions of influence through deception, steamrolling anyone in her way.
So we made a deal, Harold.
Still wonder if the McDonald's is about that, huh?
Indeed not. She may be a pretty
Still
good
wondering.
singer, but she is not a good mom. Essentially raising him to be scum.
Still having a
There's
mother
also
now.
another Shrek mother who
Still
deserves the
wondered.
finger point of shame, Queen Lily. She should have realized that locking her daughter away in a tower for years to hide her ogre transformation was, totally wrong.
Are you Princess Fiona?
I am. Awaiting a knight so bold as to rescue me.
Oh, that's nice. Now let's go.
Number 17, Queen Dagmar, Disenchantment.
You know, it's a shame it had to end up this way. I really do love you.
Then set me free.
Not that
That's
much.
gonna
In
be
the early days
true
of
queen
Disenchantment,
and for
being
anyway.
seemingly deceased but actually a statue mom, Dagmar, was shown as a wonderful parent who cared for her daughter as she grew up. However, when Dagmar returns to a non-petrified life, that is quickly seen to be a massive ruse.
That's
Instead of
easily
doing
what
and
I'm
saying
seeing
things to
for
be
an
nice,
enchanted
Dagmar's
one.
preparing Bean for a prophecy and even tries marrying her off to Satan. Lovely.
The bride has arrived.
Dagmar even ends the life of Demon Lucy, one of Bean's BFFs. She also orchestrates the demise of Bean's partner Mora. Throw in psychological torment, confinement, verbal mistreatment, and attempting to end Bean's life, and you have a mess of a mother. At least justice is ultimately served.
Oh, and what are you going to do about it?
Number 16, Priscilla Northwest, Gravity Falls.
Now remember, Pacifica, winning is everything.
Oh, and also looks. Winning in looks.
When Pacifica Northwest is introduced in Gravity Falls, she's a stereotypical
Still
popular
introduced
girl
then.
who mocks people she thought were weird, promotes her
Very
family lineage,
typical.
and is plain mean. As it turns out,
I'm
this
only
attitude is due to her
4.
parents Priscilla and Preston's
I
overbearing
know,
behavior.
sweetie, I
Indeed,
know.
her mom has drilled into her that money, etiquette, and good looks are the most important aspects of life. Instead of admonishing her daughter for her elitist behavior, Priscilla encourages it. To make matters worse, she does nothing to help Pacifica in the face of Preston's psychological torment.
I should have told you, but...
Thankfully, Pacifica has a change of heart and becomes good. But that's in spite of her mom, not because of her.
That's real good.
And I'm gonna fix it.
Number 15, Linda Stott, South Park.
And sometimes mommies do things that seem hurtful to their babies, but it's really for the best.
The naive Leopold Butters Stotch is a delight in South Park. But it's amazing
sounds
he turns
delightful.
out the way he is with
Why
a
does she
mother
like
like
it?
Linda. In Butters' very own episode, for instance, she loses her mind upon discovering her husband, Steven, is cheating on her with men. So Linda attempts to permanently get rid of Butters.
That hurts me all about.
She and Steven then lie about what they did and
Don't
claim
talk
he was
about
taken.
that.
They eventually tell the truth at a press conference, scarring Butters even more. But that's not all. Linda has shown her
wondering.
authoritarian ways against her son several times, grounding or attacking him for things he has no control over or didn't do. With a mom like this, who needs enemies?
It's not my fault streaming services pay people more than was sustainable in any business model.
Number 14, Miriam Pataki. Hey Arnold.
Did you pick up my winter coat from the cleaners?
I know Still Wondering is supposed to be a bossy time, you know what they say.
Alaska.
Imagine being raised by parents who place the bulk of their focus on your older sister. They see her as a golden child and lavish her with praise while dismissing you. Who wouldn't have some issues? That's what Helga Pataki deals with. All her troubling behavior can be pinpointed to this rough home life. Her mother
Still
Miriam
Wondering
ignores her most of the time,
be a
favoring
secret
Olga
one to
instead.
that.
She even let
I
Helga
know
take
Still
herself
Wonder's
to
supposed to
preschool
be
in the
anyways.
rain. Miriam struggles with mental health and substance use, and we're not judging. But she doesn't seem to care enough about Helga, notably endangering her on their road trip.
Face it, Miriam. You're a lousy mom.
Number 13, Beatrice Horseman, BoJack Horseman. The title character of BoJack Horseman has a host of issues, most of which can be traced back to his toxic relationship with his mother Beatrice.
Mommy's a
Through
horse!
flashbacks,
Mommy's
we get
a
a glimpse into
horse!
his rough upbringing with her. On top of forcing him to perform songs for her friends, Beatrice would verbally mistreat BoJack by making sure he knew he was damaged, that he destroyed her, and that he wouldn't amount to anything.
Still what they're supposed to be.
Something great to make up for all the damage you've done.
To make matters worse, Beatrice has little to no self-awareness throughout most of the show. This is likely because she had it extremely rough growing up too. Unfortunately, she doesn't break the cycle prior to her passing, having instead become what she despised.
You were born.
No wonder the memories I'm in your true.
Number 12, Queen Grimhilda, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Queen Grimhilda, aka the Evil Queen, has terrified us since Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. After all, maternal figures don't get much more callous than her. After the passing of her husband, she treats her stepdaughter Snow like dirt, while indulging her vanity with the magic mirror.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
That's bad enough. But it's also a deadly beauty contest, with the queen enlisting a huntsman to eliminate Snow. He doesn't. At this point, a rational mother would stop. But no, the evil queen is vile, using magic to disguise herself.
Still really good at poison apples, supposed all about.
Naturally, the protagonist is
nearly married about this.
But how did we
Still
end
wonder
up
the
here?
wishes come in your
Well,
true, huh?
Grimhilda is in our mind.
Well, they do look delicious.
Yes, but wait till you taste one, dearie.
Number 11, Mrs. Muntz, The Simpsons.
Someone snuck in and took our presents. Do you think it was Papa? I wouldn't put it past him. He stole my gold tooth the night he left.
Negligence is one of the leading causes for most of the world's most miserable children, and this mother has produced living proof. Her son Nelson Muntz
Still
might
coming
be
true,
the best example of a kid with some serious mommy issues. From a very early age, Mrs. Muntz led her son to believe that his father's departure was his fault. Apart from her struggles with substance use, Mrs. Muntz has
still got it all
held a number
my
of unstable
fault.
jobs. And listen, there's no shame in that. But it seems nurturing Nelson and making him feel loved is low on her list of priorities, which is a shame.
I don't have to take my top off, but I do anyway.
Number 10, Mrs. Doofenshmirtz, Phineas and Ferb. How many parents can say they've raised a bona fide evil scientist?
Well,
Though
still
Mother
definitely your
Doofenshmirtz
mama time.
doesn't get much screen time.
Still remember the memories coming your way.
She's had a pivotal and negative influence. She placed little value on young Dr. Doof, even allowing him to be repurposed as a lawn gnome.
Don't move!
Other children played kick a stomp on and ate dungleberries. I would stand for hours.
She also skipped the day of his birth somehow. Her blatant
Still
favor for
coming
Doof's
on
brother
true
Roger,
this
meanwhile,
time.
created a schism of jealousy that motivated plenty of wicked schemes. Even his daughter points out that Dr. Hines isn't really evil, just a poor soul that's driven by a tragic past. If his neglectful mother hadn't raised him in such a dehumanizing environment, he might have actually grown up to be a good guy.
My goody two-shoes brother, the favorite of my mother, is the one I want to smother in a ton of pigeon goo.
Number 9, Sheila Broflovsky, South Park.
That does it. I must educate the entire town about this awful disease.
In every
Well,
gang of
still
young
gotta boss
misfits,
me
There's
around.
always one kid's mom that no one is a fan of. Miss Broflovsky is notorious for putting an end to anything the children of South Park find remotely fun, making her the town's designated buzzkill. Her tolerance for anything inappropriate is at an all-time low, and she isn't scared to use protest or the legal system to make sure her voice is heard. Sheila isn't one for negotiation, and her overprotectiveness is what likely leads her son Kyle to distance himself from her. Number 8, Mrs. Turner, the Fairly Odd Parent. Most mothers are known to be highly wary of who they let babysit their kids. That is, when they manage to remember their kids even exist. However, this doesn't seem to be the case for young Timmy Turner, as whenever his parents leave, he's left in the care of his maniacal babysitter, Vicky.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Turner. It's me, Vicky.
Mrs. Turner's acts of negligence are largely due to her oblivious behavior, yet she does nothing to make up for her overall lack of parenting skills. Timmy's cries for help usually go ignored, which forces him instead to take solace in his fairy godparents, which we're sure he's oh so glad to have.
Now I can finally start my new collection of dangerous shards of glass.
Number 7, Margaret Peggy J. Platter Hill, King of the Hill.
Believe me, I prayed on it, Hank, and God said to me, don't do it. But you know what? I knew
Nobody moves
Some
about
mothers
this.
support the household. However, things are a little different on King of the Hill, as this one tends to believe she is the household, and that's the problem. Peggy Hill's egotism seems to transcend her family, spreading to the whole town of Arlen. Her tendency to overvalue herself and her role in the community frequently causes her family mild embarrassment and endless frustration.
Just be prepared for when your new half-brother decides he's in love with me. I must be quite a sight to him with my exotic unbound feet.
This attitude is strongly linked to the unpleasant upbringing Peggy had with her own mother. But
well, still pleasant about that.
Number 6, Mother Gothel, Tangled.
You know what I see? I see a strong, confident, beautiful young lady. Oh, look, you're here too.
Mother Gothel took Rapunzel at a young age to secure the magic of the girl's hair to retain her own youth and beauty. Keeping Rapunzel locked away in the tower, Gothel believes she's
still
able
got
to live
long
out
hair
eternity in youthful bliss, all the while
she's a
betraying the
Disney
princess's
villain.
trust. Needless to say, she does not treat her faux daughter well by any means, isolating and belittling her at every turn.
Oh, great. Now I'm the bad guy.
Rapunzel often excuses Gothel's overprotectiveness and jealousy because of a false sense of motherly love at first. Thankfully, she eventually learns the truth and is reunited with her real loving mom. Number 5, Pamela Manson, Danny Phantom.
We urge you to boycott this morbid assault on the morals of our children.
Not all mothers can just accept you for who you are.
Well, still definitely a bossy this time.
And any
Still
color
got black.
Other than black, Pamela Manson attempts to force Sam into her own image. Aside from their vast wealth, Pamela believes it's unbecoming for her daughter to represent their family the way that she does, which constantly forces Sam to rebel even more. She also highly disapproves of her best friend Danny Fenton, as they established a rivalry with his family.
One thing could make this worse. Hi, Maddie. And that would be it.
It's disappointing to watch, as youth should be encouraged by parents to embrace their identity. Number 4, Agnes Skinner, The Simpsons.
Seymour, do you want your vitamin and applesauce, or are you gonna take it like a big boy?
There are some moms who just don't know when to let their sons leave the nest. Seymour Skinner is seen living with his mother, with whom he shares a very unhealthy relationship. Their various arguments have ranged from who he's dating to how he doesn't give her enough attention. Agnes refuses to treat her middle-aged son like the adult he is, which causes him to despise her company.
Why couldn't you have died instead of the car?
Their rocky family affair has been present ever since Seymour was a child, and is often attributed to his birth, denying her a career as an Olympic gold medalist.
But there was a bump in the road. A bump named Seymour.
Number 3, Lois Griffin, Family Guy. Peter usually gets attention as the terrible parent in Family Guy, and for good reason. But we can't overlook Lois Griffin's destructive behavior. After all, her attitude towards her daughter Meg,
still got another thing to do this.
Horrendous. Lois mocks her, seduces her boyfriend, and ignores or even encourages her distress, to name a few things.
You're my mother, and you took a child's trust and smashed it into bits in a 17-year-long mission to destroy something that you killed a long time ago.
The other kids don't have it easy either. You can take your pick of things she does to Stewie. Chris has also been on the receiving end of his mom's torment. Remember that time Lois ended Heather, his toy girlfriend? Heather! Oh my God! She regularly puts herself above her children, so she's definitely not winning a Mother of the Year award anytime soon.
You're right. You're right. I'm a terrible mother.
Number 2, Lady Tremaine, Cinderella.
It seems we have time on our hands. But I was only trying to...
Silence.
When in doubt, blame it on the stepchild. Also known as the wicked stepmother, Lady Tremaine's harsh treatment of
Cinderella
stems from her overwhelming jealousy of her stepdaughter's superior grace above those of her biological daughters. Fearing that the protagonist may one day recognize this, Lady Tremaine keeps Cinderella's self-esteem low at all times, dresses her in old garb, and subjects her to housework. But she's not so great to her own kids either. Her hope to one day marry all her daughters into a rich family supersedes her hope for them to one day find true love and happiness.
By royal command, every eligible maiden is to attend.
Why, that's us, and I'm so eligible.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Mom, Futurama.
False hope. I love it.
Raising your kids can be
Still
really
got the Tom
tedious when
Sawyer
you're fighting
thing.
to take over the world. In the public's eye, Carol comes across as the caring and nurturing mother you never had. So much so that she's convinced the whole world to refer to her as such.
And remember, Mom's oil is made with 10% more love than the next leading brand.
However, her 3 sons have grown to know better. Mom is the CEO and owner of Mom Corp, a worldwide conglomerate that manufactures most of the Earth's robots. Her bitter and cynical attitude is largely attributed to the breakup she's had with Professor Farnsworth in the past. But even that's not enough of an excuse for her evil nature and lack of empathy.
Let the bloodbath begin!
That's my mama!
Who's the worst cartoon mom and why? Who's the best? Let us know in the comments down below.
Well, happy Mother's Day.
Well, that's all, folks. Good night. Thanks for watching.
Get lost!
Well, thanks for watching.